Hello, and welcome to all my new and returning viewers. Thank you for joining me. When you think solar, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably a bunch of panels bolted onto a roof, right? A simple, static solution for the eco-conscious homeowner. But what if that's just scratching the surface? What if the real future of solar isn't just about the panels, but about getting creative with where we put them and how we weave them into the world all around us? What if one company could turn almost any surface into a power source? I'm talking about everything from the roof over your head, to the massive fields that grow our food, and even the canopy you park your car under. In France, one company is doing exactly that, and they're completely redefining what's possible with solar energy. They're not just installers, they're architects of complete energy systems, and their work is changing how entire communities get their power. For years, the promise of solar has been simple: clean, endless power from the sun. But the reality always came with a catch. You needed a perfect roof, facing the perfect direction, with zero shade. For anyone thinking bigger, like a business or a town, the choice was often to sacrifice huge, valuable pieces of land for a conventional solar farm, a trade-off that doesn't always make sense. We are surrounded by acres and acres of surfaces on commercial buildings and in public spaces that are just sitting there. What if we started seeing those spaces not as passive structures, but as active power generators? This is the exact challenge that the next wave of energy innovators is tackling. They're asking a better question, not if we can use solar, but how we can use it everywhere, intelligently and efficiently, to solve real problems like crazy energy bills, unstable grids, and the urgent need for energy independence. Deep in France's Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes region, a company called JR Energie Conseil is quietly leading this charge. They looked at the energy crisis and didn't just see a market for panels, they saw a complex puzzle that needed a beginning-to-end solution. Their mission isn't just to sell a product, but to be the single partner a client needs to go green from start to finish. They're not just installers. They are engineers, designers, and project managers who handle every single step. The initial feasibility studies, the mind-numbing administrative paperwork, the grid connection requests, the final build, and all the maintenance that comes after. Let's start small, at the home. They're not just slapping standard panels on a roof. They are custom designing high-performance energy systems for each house. They use top-tier, high-efficiency equipment, from the panels themselves to the critical hardware you don't see, like inverters from brands such as Huawei and safety components from industry leaders like Schneider and Legrand. This isn't just about generating power. It's about squeezing every last drop of energy out of the system, safely and reliably. They'll pair the solar panels with a reversible heat pump for ultra-efficient heating and cooling, or a thermodynamic water heater. They install smart charging stations, allowing homeowners to power their electric cars directly with sunlight. Suddenly, a house is no longer just a consumer of power. It's a smart, self-sufficient energy hub. Now, let's scale up. What happens when the goal is to power not just one home, but an entire community? They design and build everything from solar installations for commercial businesses to massive multi-megawatt power plants. A solar farm is a different beast entirely. It demands rigorous site analysis to predict energy production and heavy-duty structural engineering to build a plant that will last for decades. Crucially, they have strong working relationships with local grid operators like Enitis. These connections are key to streamlining the process of hooking the plant up to the grid, ensuring the clean energy gets to the community without delays. Think about the most overlooked real estate in our commercial world, the endless miles of sun-baked parking lots. JR Energie Conseil saw these spaces not as empty asphalt, but as a golden opportunity. They are a key player in deploying one of the most practical innovations in solar, photovoltaic carport canopies, or as the French call them, ombrières photovoltaïques. Instead of letting cars roast in the sun, you build a canopy over the parking spaces and cover it with a powerful solar array. It offers a real-world amenity, shelter for cars and customers from sun and rain, while generating massive amounts of clean energy. For example, they installed a 200 kilowatt canopy over the parking lot of an Intermarché supermarket in Enizat. That one installation dramatically lowers the store's energy bills and gives its customers shaded parking. And this is no longer just a clever idea, it's becoming the law. France has passed legislation that requires all large car parks with 80 or more spaces to be covered by solar canopies. This move alone is expected to add up to 11 gigawatts of electricity to the country's grid, the equivalent of about 10 nuclear power plants. JR Energie Conseil is now on the front lines of this transformation, turning everyday infrastructure into a pillar of the national energy strategy. Their credibility is rock solid. They hold multiple certifications from Qualifilec, the French qualification authority for energy experts. This includes the all-important RGE label, Recognized Guarantor of the Environment. This isn't just a fancy sticker, it's a mandatory certification for customers who want to access government grants, making JR Energie Conseil the gateway to an affordable project. They've even recently expanded into constructing and renovating the roofs and support structures themselves. This gives them total quality control. They can perfectly prep a roof for solar or custom build a carport for maximum energy generation. If the energy crisis has taught us anything, it's that we can't depend on a few big, centralized power plants anymore. The future of energy is distributed, it's versatile, and it's woven into the fabric of our world. It's a future being built not by one single invention, but by the creative and powerful implementation of the technology we already have. Companies like JR Energie Conseil are proving that the solar revolution isn't happening in a lab. It's happening on our roofs, in our fields, and over our parking lots. By mixing high-tech gear with a get-it-done approach, they are turning nearly any surface into a power source and speeding up the shift to a sustainable, independent energy future. They're showing us that the solution isn't just up on the roof anymore, it's all around us. So that leaves me with one final question for you. We've seen homes, farms, and carports. What surface do you think we should cover in solar panels next? Let me know down in the comments.